Good morning, children. Today we are going to read the poem Tigers Forever. So, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe out there. So, this poem is composed by Ruskin Bond. He was born in 19th May 1934. He is an Indian author and he has been writing poems for last 60 years. So first I'll read the poem. You all join with me. You to take out your books and read this poem. May there always be tigers in the jungles and tall grasses. May the tiger's roar be heard. May his thunder be known in the land. At the forest pool by moonlight, may he drink and raise his head, scenting the night wind. May he crouch low in the grass when the herdsman passes, and slumbers in dark caves when the sun is high. May there always be tigers, but not so many that one of them might be tempted to come into my room in search of a meal. So, dear children, by reading this poem, we come to know this. Here, the poet prays for tigers. May there always be tiger. So, poet is praying for the tigers. As you all know that nowadays the tigers are extinct. Their numbers are getting less. So, the poet wants them to increase that. So, he prays that may there always be tigers. He is saying that tigers should remain always on this land, in the jungles and tall grasses. May the tiger's roar be heard. Here the poet says that we want that tiger's roar to be heard forever. Here the tiger's poet want that conservation of tiger. We have to save tigers. May his thunder be known in the land forever. Poet says that his thunder means roar. His roar should be heard on the land forever. At the forest pool by moonlight, may he drink and raise his head. Here the poet is saying, at the forest pool by moonlight, may he drink and raise his head. So, what is the meaning of at the forest pool? At the forest pool means when the tigers in the jungle, they come to the forest pool by moonlight. Moonlight means by the night. So why the tigers come by the night? They come there to catch their prey for the hunt. May he drink and raise his head. So the poet is saying that the tiger should come freely at the forest pool in the moonlight and drink and raise his head, scenting the night wind. Scenting the night wind. He feels the wind, night. He should not get scared over there. May he crouch low in the grass. May he bend low in the grass when the herdsman passes, and slumber in dark caves when the sun is high. Here, may he crouch low in the grass means the tiger sits, bends low and sits in the grass. When the herdsman means cattle rearing people, those who do the rearing in the jungle. When they passes at the time the tiger sits in the tall grasses and slumbers in dark caves. And slumbers in the dark cave when the sun is high. Slumbers, take rest, sits in the dark caves when the sun is high. So when the sun is high? Sun is high at the noon time. At the forest pool by moonlight, may he drink and raise his head, scenting the night wind. May he crouch low in the grass. When the herdsman passes and slumbers in dark caves, when the sun is high. Now, in the last stanza, may there always be tigers, but not so many that one of them might be tempted to come into my room in search of meal. As we have read out the two stanza, but in the third stanza, the poet is little bit humorous. He says that may there always be tigers. He wants the tigers to be there always forever. But not so many that one of them, he said that not so many, but one of them might be tempted to come into his room. The poet wants that. Poet wants to give a meal to the tiger. So he says that not so many, but one of them might tempted to come into his room in search of meal so that he can give meal to the tiger. So dear children, we have read out this poem. Okay, so I am going to give you the question answers related to this poem too. And if you have any doubt, you can ask to me in the next lecture.